Good afternoon, everyone. How's everyone doing today?
Doing good, doing good.
Well, it's good to hear.
How about yourself?
Well, I'm doing well, thank you. Let's see who we got in chat today. We got Mark. Hello, Mark. He wants to see what we got up to last night because we're in the past for him. Let's see. We got Jet. Let the sauce begin. Hello, Jet. David. Hello, David. And the other Don. How are you guys all doing today? Well, this is a Sunday fun day, and today I guess I'm in the top corner here, so we'll start with me, what I'm up to today. So I'm continuing on with my Forgotten Prisoner build, for my Halloween build. Today I'm hoping to sand up a little bit of the stuff I got sprue goo on. Hopefully that's all dry now. I can kind of clean up my seam lines a little bit more and then move on to primer. So that's kind of what I'm hoping to do today. We'll go over to Dave.
Hey guys. So I am wrapping up the Magics, as I'm calling them. So this is a model that I painted, I want to say it was last year, about a year or so since I painted this model before. But obviously I've learned a lot in that time, and things have gotten much, much better. But I actually have two of the same model, with one difference being different sword colors. So Magic had undergone a couple different changes over the years, and one of them was her sword color. So I have one that's going to be blue and one that's going to be yellow, and the rest will be pretty much the same. So I'm hoping to have two models done tonight. 2-for-1 special today.
Right on. Okay, we'll go to Keith. The Photo Etch Keith, what do you got going on today?
Well, I am going to continue working on the catapults, put the photo etch pieces together, and might get one done. I don't know. There's a lot of little stuff I need to do. Just like that, for example.
Oh boy.
So a lot of detail work. So that's my plan for right now.
Better you than me. I remember the first time I did photo etch. That's about how mine looked when I did that Panther. And it's daunting, but man, does it look good when it's done.
Yeah. Well, I have the 1/200 USS Iowa from Trumpeter and a full Ponto's detail set. So I think there's 14 sheets of photo etch.
Oh, never mind. Yep. Okay, that's way more. I got a pack from Rocham. There was a bunch of them in there, but not full size sheets. But I don't know. There might have been about the same amount of sheets, but not with that many parts on it, though.
Yeah, there's a full sheet.
Yeah.
And there's, I think, 14 of them.
I'd have to dig out my set, but I know I have another Rocham set I have for the Yag Tiger, the RFM. Yeah, no, not Yag Tiger. I have a Yag Panther from RFM with a full interior that I got the Rocham set for. So I'm not sure how many parts are in that thing. There's a lot.
Yeah.
So we have Dash here. Hi, Dash. And
Hey,
he's
Dash.
saying, I'm here too, and Dave better be ready for my order. It's coming in a couple of weeks.
I'll put it on the pile, Dash.
And Mark says, is anyone actually going to be looking at her sword?
I mean, she's an attractive character, and she has a big sword. What's not to love? She's got armor, a nice suit, and a big sword. I mean, what's not to love?
Don Cartwright says, is that all, Keith?
Yeah,
Just that little bit of photo etch?
just a couple pieces, not many.
Yeah, Mark says you should use the time for the microscope.
Some of these pieces, yeah, they're that small.
That's why I actually got my. I think this is a 10 times lamp, like overhead.
Yeah.
I know I had to use that when I was doing the little tool clamps, the workable tool clamps at 1/35th scale.
Oh yeah,
These things are really nice for all of. I think I might have paid $70 for it on Amazon.
That sounds like a good deal.
10 times
Hello,
zoom and
Jet.
LED. I just use it as a light now because I haven't been doing photo etch. Not that I won't
Jet
ever
says,
again.
yeah. Jet says photo etch is what separates the men from the boys.
it also separates the sane from the insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, no joke.
And I would be considered the latter.
Hey, Paul. Paul's here. Yeah, my weekend's going well. Hope yours is too. I don't know if there's many of you guys are Star Wars fans. I see that round 2 is re-releasing a speeder bike, Star Wars speeder bike. It's the one with the Scout Trooper with Grogu. I think that's
cool.
coming out later this month. And of course, the selling feature they had mentioned too was that you don't have to have the Grogu attached, so you could just do it as a Scout Trooper on a speeder bike. Let's see here. Jet says, "Hey Keith, I wonder if you could give us a little more of an overview of what you're doing from like 10,000 foot view, like with that catapult, for example."
Well, the catapult is actually on the stern of the ship, and they had 2 float planes that were mainly for spotting during the times they were in action, and they had a crane, so the catapults for launching the float planes off of the ship. To retrieve them, they had a crane in the center of the stern that would lift the ships up out of the water and put them back on the catapults. Or if they were on the trolleys on the deck, they would wheel them out towards the catapults, and then they would use the crane to lift them up on the catapults. So I am in the process of building the photo etch accoutrements for the different apparatus on the side of the catapult, the pistons, valves, and stuff like that, walkways, railings.
Well, that's really cool. Dash says, "Notice it's always the old guys wearing glasses and magnifying glasses to bend the stuff, and we don't have dainty fingers." Yeah, no, we don't. I usually take my glasses off when I'm working at the bench, and then I just put on my magnifiers myself.
Yeah, I can't wear. Oh wait, You know, I can't wear glasses or contacts at the workbench because I have corrective lenses to see far, so it totally messes with your eyes at the bench trying to look at stuff up close, especially like photo etch.
Yeah, so you're nearsighted.
Yeah, so I just don't wear I can't wear anything at the bench. It messes with my ability to focus on things up close.
Yeah, I have to take my glasses off, and then I wear a magnifier. But then I have to flip back and forth so I can read directions.
Let's see here. PJ says, it's the devil's medal.
That it is.
But for something like that, you really kind of need it for those details. Jet's asking where Buck is. I don't know where Buck is. Maybe he's just enjoying the day and not having to worry about work. But I haven't heard anything from him. Jordan is having problems with his internet. So if he can get his internet working again, he'll be joining us. Let's see here. Is there a guy building a speeder bike in half scale? Oh, there is a guy building a speeder bike in half scale in metal on YouTube. Well, that's cool. If you can, maybe throw a link down in on Discord if you can. Jet asked what ship it was.
It is the USS Iowa, BB-61.
Mark's just saying that to Jet that they sit back behind the aft main turret. They could move. They could move so the aircraft was launched into the wind.
Let me see if I can find a picture.
Hey, Steven. Welcome. And he says, just as I was asking what model kit is the photo etch for, which he's now said what the ship was.
Yep.
What else we got? A lot of hellos. Yeah. And good evening. Oh, yes, David Guile. Yeah, we saw David earlier. Jet, I guess we had the skeleton crew on today. Get it, Ken? Yeah, I get it. Dad jokes are starting.
Skeleton Crew or the Three Stooges?
Yeah, I could go with that too.
I know the lighting is awful, but that's a blue sword.
Oh, let me dig that, Dave.
The blue
There
sword.
we go.
It's still masked, but you can see how it's blue on just on the edges. It makes it almost look like it's like glowing.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
There's kind of a picture of the stern with the catapults on there. It's in the directions, but the catapults are one on each side. They sat on a rotating table so they could point them out into the wind. And then right there is your crane that they would use for picking them out of the water or taking them off the trolleys on the deck, because would store them on trolleys and tie them down on the deck. They usually wouldn't travel with them on the catapults.
There we go. I learned something new. I didn't know that. Jet says maybe there should be a late substitution. Maybe it's time to put Dash in off the bench. Well, we have the open link. Don says Custom Fabrications is the builder of the speeder bike. Scott builds everything from Tesla coils, Poacher models, and he's rebuilding a monogram 1/8 Jag that was trashed with metal parts from scratch. That sounds like some serious skills going on there. See, PJ is asking, have you heard anything from Ian? Surprised he hasn't joined you guys on stream after all. We do have the interwebs here in the UK. I thought he was flying back today.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah. Yep, he's on his way back.
Oh, yeah, and that's what Don's saying here, too. Yeah, Ian's flying back home today. And then, yes, Mark, yeah, I think I remember that, too. Yeah, he was having laptop issues. Or maybe he's just stuck. Let's see here. Yeah, many model makers meticulously mold masking minute minute mistakes with model cement while mixing many metallic matte paints from magnificent masterpieces. There we go. Don, don't encourage him. Don says, good one, Jet. Thanks, Jet, for helping me get warmed up. Nice alliteration. Hey, Trent. Welcome.
It's a really bright yellow sword. It's a nice color. Imperial Fist. All right. So we have a figure, a ship, and more figures. Oh boy. I will get around to doing tanks one of these days.
What's your main paint of choice there for doing your figures?
Media, like, what do you mean?
Do you have like a brand you prefer more than others for most of your paints for figures?
I guess it all depends on the application. So, like, just for airbrush paints,
Yeah.
these ammo Atom, like the Atom acrylics that are like lacquers, those are by far my favorite to spray with.
Okay.
For just painting like flat acrylics. When it comes to transparent paints, The Citadel contrast and shade colors are beautiful for brushing or airbrushing, though I prefer airbrushing them. And when it comes to just painting, like with a brush, I was using a lot of AK 3rd gens, but I've really started using these Pro Acryls because they really, really flow nice without having to thin them out. So it's really hard to say, like, this one is my favorite. It depends on what I'm doing with it, you know, and what kind of paint it is.
Right.
Like, for example, the transparent paints from AK are awful. So, like, that's why I use the Citadels. Like, it's almost like every brand kind of has their strengths. You know what I mean?
So you said they're awful. Like, how so?
So they're very, very thin. So spraying from an airbrush to create like a translucent effect, they're too thin and watery. So you don't get any coverage with them, and the translucent effect is almost nothing. So, like, you could use them as a filter if you wanted to, but that's about it.
Okay.
One of my favorites that I'm looking forward to trying that I haven't yet is these color shift paints from Green Stuff World. I don't know if you guys have ever used color shift things before.
I've got a couple from who are they from?
Vallejo.
No, I thought they were Mission models, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. I can't remember. Don't have any. I haven't used them yet.
I have a bunch of these color shifts from Green Stuff World. I haven't used them yet. I'm waiting for something that's very metallic, but essentially,
Do you want to
it's
show the
one
camera
color.
a little closer?
It's one color. This one's probably not a good example. Let me find one that's a better example. There's like pearlescent in it. This one here, you can see it kind of. I gotta zoom in so you can actually see it though. 1 second. Go. Just looking down there. So this stuff has a pearlescent look to it. If I can get the focus.
Yeah, that's nice.
So, like, when you paint it on, it actually has, like, you can kind of see it there in the light. It's one color in the light, and then on the sides, it's a different color. It's a pearlescent color.
Yeah. You know, come to think of it, I think maybe that's what it was that Mission Models did. I think they were trying to cash in on the like the sci-fi craze that people were doing, like all your Star Trek.
And then they have just like what they call interference, which is like it's just a straight pearlescent with it only adds the color on the edges, basically. They call them an interference. So, like, if you want to just add, like, let's say a red sheen to a metallic figure, you can just add a red sheen to it, or whatever color you want.
Okay.
So, Mark, transparent paint. So there's two different kinds, really, and it has to do with the amount of pigment. But like AK's 3rd gen stuff is called clear, like it's clear paint. And it's just really, really lightly pigmented. Like I shouldn't say that. There's a lot of pigment in it, but there's a lot more medium. So the ratio is different. And what it does is it creates like a translucent effect. It's good for doing like on our tanks and stuff, like lights, like think yellow lights, like turn signals, brake lights, things like that, where it more like stains, but there's some... Is it opacity? Like, there's some light transmittance through it. Whereas most acrylic paints, there's no light passing through it. So these still let some light through. And when I do like clear colors, or should say transparent colors, they're a little bit thicker. They still let light through, but there's a little bit more pigment in them. So you get a stronger color. Like this yellow sword was painted with clear paint. What it does is it allows the layers below to shine through. So, like, if I painted this in metallics first and then painted it with a transparent paint, it would actually give you a mirror-like finish because you have the silver backing and then the transparent paint, which allows light to go through. If you guys remember back when I did Black Cat on stream, I was doing the base and we did the stained glass that night. You guys remember that a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so I used clear resin and I put in dye and then we cured it on the piece. Well, I actually took, and I'll show you, I did this for my patrons because they asked me to do some more in-depth, how-to on it. And let me grab this piece. What I found was that you can get the same stained glass effect from clear, from translucent paints and a gloss varnish over top of them. So I'm going to zoom in and I want you guys to tell me which is the, so I painted it silver. I'm going to zoom in and hopefully you tell me which one of these colors is painted on and which color is resin. Can you guess? So essentially, Mark, translucent paint is paint that does allow light to transmit through it afterwards. I watched the Warhammer painting of a plasma rifle a while ago, Dash. I think Ian and I talked about that a while ago. They do the same thing I just did on her sword. They put the white at the tip of it, right? Like at the highest, the highlight. But no guesses on the color. So Mark says the red, the first brick in the second row. So what about it? Do you think the red is resin or paint?
I think it looks like paint because it looks like you got a little bleed on the one below it.
I'm going to say that's the resin, the red.
So something red's resin, something red's paint. Any other guesses? I'll give you a minute. There's not a trick question. The yellow is resin. Okay, Dash says the yellow is resin.
Or is that
Any
just
other
a
guesses?
shadow below the red?
What's that?
Is that just a shadow below the red?
No, there's some bleed down there.
Your orange is resin.
Yeah, you can see the resin over top of when you turned it, you can see the resin over the orange. Or some sort of clear coat.
David says the lower orange is paint. It's really not. There's a reason I'm asking you guys to guess. Because it really is difficult to tell the difference. I mean, I know which ones are which, obviously. It's the orange. Well, which one is it?
The top orange would be the resin.
The top orange is resin?
That's my guess.
Okay. Any other guesses before I tell you all?
Hi, Ray. Ray's here.
Hi, Ray.
Hey, Ray.
All right. So the light blue and the orange are resin. Everything else is paint.
Right on.
You really can't tell the difference. I mean, I think for me, what I notice is the resin, the very edges of it, because the resin has more volume to it when you put it down. You get thin edges. If you look at the top orange one, you can see the thin edges. That's how I can tell the difference. That was a good point out on the red, how it bled down. That's because I bumped it with my paintbrush. It didn't bleed. I painted outside the lines.
Yeah.
That's all that was. But yeah, so there you go. You can get the same effect.
Okay, I'm just going to go back up here a little bit into
It's a cheat.
Because it's so confusing.
chat and see here.
Oops.
So Paul says, so while Ian's doing that flappy wing thing over the Atlantic, who's tonight's designated internet purchaser of stuff?
Not it.
You said you are?
Not it.
I think it's pretty much just Ian. We'll just reserve it for Ian.
That's not dark enough.
Oh, and we got some more tongue twisters here. Peter Piper pecked a peck of pickled peppers. If Peter Piper pecked a pack of pickled peppers, where's the peppers Peter Piper pecked? Ugh. And
That's a
then
good
the
question.
classic, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
That's like asking how many licks there are to the center of a Tootsie Pop. Nobody knows.
And Dash says he would join, but he doesn't want to see me working in a bushel basket. All I have is my cell phone in a tiny space the size of what Keith's camera shows. I'm always building on my lap right now. Dash says he's got to get a building up with a floor. And cattle line installed. I might be able to do something because I won't have distractions. So is that your man cave kind of building area you're working on, Dash? Oh, and Mark is just saying, so the resin isn't a solid brick; it's applied.
Yeah, it's well, the brick is made of resin, but not clear resin. I applied some clear resin with dye in it,
Right.
to make it look like that.
Good afternoon, Andrew. Andrew says, good evening, afternoon. Who's all on stream tonight? It's just been on David's screen. Yes, it was, because he was showing us something. Sorry about that. Yeah. So just the three of us. Feel free to join if you would like, Andrew. We missed you having a stream last night. At least I know I did. And congratulations on your 10 pounds. And Dash says, yes, Ken, that's yes, that is Ken. So he's talking about his man cave. Yeah, small crew tonight. We are waiting to see if Jordan gets his internet back. Of course, Ian's gone. Todd's gone. Donnie doesn't come on Sundays. And Buck, I'm not too sure what Buck's up to right now. Might just be enjoying the day. You know, he's had a rough go of the end of month here the past little bit. So he deserves a break.
No, that was end of year for him.
What did I say? End of month? Sorry,
Yeah.
I meant end of year. Yeah, Andrew says last night the kids wouldn't go to bed. Plus, it was our wedding anniversary. Happy anniversary. All that makes for no stream Saturday for me. Fair enough.
A lot of October wedding anniversaries. Mine was this past Wednesday. And Mark had his this week too, I think. This week
Okay.
or last week.
Andrew says, so I focused on getting a video out instead. Yes. That was a nice video with your bridge. Showing that off.
There we go.
Yeah, Mark says, yeah, congratulations. Our 33rd was on Saturday. Well, congratulations, Mark.
Yes, congrats.
Andrew says, a lot of stuff here in October. Wedding anniversary, 2 birthdays, Thanksgiving, and Halloween. Are your kids old enough, Andrew, for them to really kind of get to the Halloween swing of things, or are they still a little too young?
Gosh. All right. Swords are gone. No.
Keith, yes, 5th October. Okay. We picked it as a long weekend here so people could attend. Smart, smart. David says, if Ian catches our direct flight home, he should land within a couple hours. I've taken off. Yeah, so Andrew says it's 11th year, 11 years yesterday.
Yeah, well, my wife and I, we just hit 25 on the 2nd.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mark, our Thanksgiving's in a different month than the U.S. Thanksgiving. Okay.
Why do Canadians celebrate? What's the U.S. thing that Canadians celebrate?
Thanksgiving. We celebrate Thanksgiving, but we do it in October.
Yeah, Thanksgiving's not necessarily a U.S. thing.
No, it's not. It's like in
they make it out to be this big. Thanksgiving was not something that was created by. It wasn't created just because people were over here, and like, how do you want to say? They always depict it showing like the pilgrims over here having Thanksgiving. That's not where it comes from, though. It's just kind of like how they explained it to little kids, but that's not the truth. Thanksgiving is more of a religious holiday than anything.
Yeah, so he says, my kids go out accompanied. I stay in the driveway with big tent with full-size treats and hot chocolate and hot coffee. Well, that's nice. Mark says, so you had starving settlers too? Yes, we did.
All came from the same boats.
Jess says Thanksgiving used to be celebrated in October in the USA too, but they moved it later to November. Okay. I was not aware of that. Ray says, well, I don't know any country here in Europe who celebrates Thanksgiving.
Thanks for the Wikipedia entry, Jet. As I said, it's a religious holiday.
And
the
Mark
question
says
is, what were they giving? What were they giving thanks for? And who were they giving thanks to? Answer those questions and you'll figure out it's a religious holiday. Now, colors. Or lack thereof.
Andrew says it's always either cold or snowy or cold and rainy, so parents sure appreciate a good cup of coffee. How are you doing with your no drinking coffee? Are you still doing okay there, Andrew?
I used this rattle can varnish for the first time to protect these skin tones after I finish them. And it's a Citadel one just because it's convenient. That's the only reason I got it, because I always have an issue. Every time I use clear coat in my airbrushes, if I don't clean them out immediately, they get hard as a rock and I can't pull the needles out.
Oh, okay,
So
yeah.
it's kind of a bit of a problem. So that's why I got a rattle can. And the stuff, seriously, I honestly think it's like Minwax in a can because it smells like Minwax when it's done. Like polyurethane coating. Stinks to high heaven.
Good for you, Andrew. He says he hasn't had coffee in 2 weeks. Just not religious. Okay. Dave, the closest we get to is Harvest Festival, where farmers who had more than enough give it to the churches, and the church has gave it to their flock.
Yeah. So so the pilgrims. If you're saying it's not religious, then you didn't read your own thing. Why did the pilgrims come here? What were they giving thanks for, and who were they giving thanks to? They were not giving thanks to
religious
the Native
freedom.
Americans. They were being persecuted by the church because the church was run by the king. It was corrupt, so they left and they came here. They were giving thanks to God because they had had a harvest that they weren't expecting to have. They weren't thanking the Native Americans. That's not true. Because if that were the case, we'd all be sitting around with statues of Native Americans giving thanks on Thanksgiving. That's just not the case. No, they were not giving thanks to the Native Americans. That's a lie. They were giving thanks to God. Because he had freed them from religious persecution and taken care of them in a new land that they had no idea what they were getting into. But they took a leap of faith, and God provided for them. That's why we have Thanksgiving. Everyone is so quick to take God out of all the holidays. Just like they took Christ out of Christmas. No, Santa is not religious. Santa is a made-up thing from St. Nikolaus. It was made in Germany. Santa is not something that the church created. That is something that other people created.
All right. Andrew says, with no obvious carbs and no coffee, I've had absolutely no acid reflux issues. Just a little acidy stomach after eating some chili too late in the day. Well, that'll do it. Yeah, more talking about Thanksgiving and a little bit of Christmas. Andrew says, some have changed our national anthem to say, "Oh, Canada, our home and native land."
On native land.
Oh, yeah.
That's what he was getting. I get the joke.
I'm so used to just seeing it and automatically thinking of what the actual words are.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Oh, broke. See, Jet, you and I agree on that.
Let's see
But
here.
that is one of those statements. They try to say the same thing here in the U.S. too.
Paul says, couldn't go 2 weeks without coffee, couldn't go a day without coffee. Guess I'm an addict then.
I tell you what, years ago I had to stop drinking coffee. I had developed terrible acid reflux at night, and my doctor's like, you just need to, here's this list of like 6 things you're not supposed to eat, and it's like, or drink, and it's like, you can't have coffee or anything with a lot of caffeine. No onions, no tomatoes, no garlic. I was like, that's my diet. What am I supposed to eat? Like, so no more Italian food and no more coffee. That's not really fun.
PJ says the red and white suited Santas are part of Coca-Cola marketing department. Yeah.
Okay.
Paul says, or sorry, Andrew says, Paul, I was drinking 1 or 2 coffees a day.
Stopped cold turkey, no issues. What? I did try to get off of coffee, and I had a migraine for like 3 days when I didn't drink any coffee. And the only thing that would fix it was Excedrin, which, go figure, had caffeine in it.
Oh, there you go.
So then it went away. But eventually, it took me a couple weeks, and I switched over to like green tea to wean myself off of it. And then eventually, I was off of it for a while. No, I don't drink the instant garbage. No, I drink real coffee. Like coffee grounds filtered through water.
Yeah, so Andrew had to say he meant 1 or 2 pots of coffee, not 1 or 2 coffees a day. Jet's, so Jet, you've got acid reflux too, but you say you won't give up the coffee.
I still get it every now and then, but not like I did back then. I lost a bunch of weight, and I stopped eating certain things, and it went away. And I guess whatever it was finally healed itself on the inside. My doctor was explaining it to me, and a couple of years, like it's been years since I've had the issue, and I don't have any medication or anything for it. I guess I don't eat like I used to. It was like right after college. I put a lot of weight on, so that was probably a lot of it.
I've had that problem since retiring. Yeah, Andrew. Yeah, Andrew would grind his own coffee by hand. Modern Harvest Festival is now school kids taking food to school and score divided up, and the kids will go to where the elderly live, and the kids used to give them a small hamper for winter. That's kind. Yeah, so Andrew, you're down 10.5 pounds out of 50. So, hey, you're off to a flying start. Good job. So, PJ, you say you drink a lot of teas. Do a lot of teas have caffeine or no?
I think most of them do, unless
Do
you
they?
get decaf tea. I think tea and coffee, those things just naturally have caffeine in them. And heck, there's some teas that have like more caffeine than coffee. I remember I had this like English breakfast tea or something I had once that was really good, and it was super caffeinated.
Oh, yeah?
I'm pretty sure it was probably about equivalent to 2 or 2.5 cups of coffee.
Wow. So, Dave and Keith, do either of you two guys travel then to go see family for your Thanksgiving, or do you have family come to you, or how do you guys do it?
So we actually do Thanksgiving here, if I remember right. Try to do this holidays here at our house, specifically because we redid one of our rooms to specifically be a dining room for gathering. So I handmade a 12-foot table. So I think we can fit 12 or 14 people at it comfortably.
Nice.
So we try to have them here when we can, just because we have the biggest dining area for the family. So I always like the idea of everyone eating together. You know?
Well, that's what the holidays are for, though. You know,
Yeah.
getting together with family, if you can. Oh, let's see here. What did I miss? So most teas have caffeine unless you go for green tea, chamomile, or some sort of specialist types. Okay.
I think green tea has caffeine in it too. I think you're right though that chamomile does not. Green tea has a little bit.
Oh, Ray's asking you a question there, Dave. Is that one of those?
Is the Ophir spray booth with the water? This is the Master Airbrush one from Amazon. I'm not sure what you mean by waterfall. It just sucks air in the back and blows it out the window top. It's really nothing fancy. I only use it when I'm spraying lacquers and stuff, mostly rattle can stuff. I do have a humongous all-room exhaust system in here. I think I showed you guys pictures of it on Discord. So, but that's more so for my printers, though.
How many printers do you have on the go?
Right now, I have 2. I have 3 printers that are capable of printing, but I only use 2 of them.
Okay.
But I noticed there was one weekend I probably printed like 6 plates in a day. And my wife and I both went to bed that night and we're talking to each other about like our eyes were watering. And I was like, yeah, we probably need a better exhaust system in that room.
Yeah.
We do. I even wear a gas mask and everything when I'm in there, like a particulate mask, just to help.
Right.
But I think part of it too was my carbon filters needed changed.
Okay. Okay, so Paul's saying he's not a fan of those fruit flavored teas. Mark's agreeing with Paul. He's builders or English breakfast or Earl Grey. And then we have Ray saying, okay, well, I saw one at Amazon which also has a waterfall, so the particles are filtered by the water, something entering the filter.
It sounds really interesting.
I've seen I've seen filters with the water. That is, it's been around for a while. It is a nice feature from what I've heard. I've never used one, but people seem to like them. I think they might even use them in larger, more industrial kind of formats as well. Don't quote me on that. Mark's a big fan of teapots instead of tea bags.
can't say I've ever made tea in a pot. Or like a kettle. Never done that. I've made it on a stove before.
Yeah, sorry, I was thinking that too afterwards, Mark.
Like I've made like sweet tea in a soup pot before, but using tea bags. I don't know if that was the same.
I guess it would just be kind of a difference of grinding your own coffee, having the fresher grind compared to in between having the actual tea and then a tea bag, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess being more of a coffee culture over here is probably what we're more used to as opposed to a tea culture. Yeah, no worries, Ray. Doesn't help that, like I said, I'm not wearing my glasses, but sometimes when I'm trying to read, my screen's a little far away, so I need to make the writing a little bigger, I think.
What time do you
Or
want
just
to
lean in further.
Go check to see when it's done.
It's like 5 o'clock right now.
Yeah, well, the time I'm telling you, it has nothing to do with it. You got to go check to make sure everything's done. Because that thing was going to be slow cooking today, I can tell you that. We're making that red soup again.
The red soup again?
Yeah, that one that we burnt a couple weeks ago.
Wasn't it like twice boiled or something? Or
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. She thought she turned it off and she turned it back on again. Smoked it some more for us.
Well, hopefully it turns out for you this time.
I put it in a slow cooker to make sure that didn't happen.
Yeah. Gosh, the 3 times cooked soup.
Yep, that was the one.
Dave, short lesson 1, heat water, not thermonuclear. 2, warm pot, pour a small amount in, 1 teaspoon of tea for each person, and 1 for the pot. Fill and let it draw for a few minutes. Then he says, step 5, pour into cup. 6, add milk and sugar.
That's one thing I can't do is put milk in coffee. I do not like it.
Yeah, I take my black, no cream or sugar.
I just put cream in. No sugar, just cream.
Yeah.
But I can't do milk.
Though I don't drink much coffee, maybe a cup every couple days. Hey, Kenneth.
Hey, Kenneth. I can't say that. I drink 2 like
well, it's nice of you taking care of your mother.
Yeah, I usually drink like 2 Yeti cup travel mugs a day.
I just get dehydrated if I drink too much coffee. I always got to drink water with it.
Well, I drink coffee, water, and bourbon. That's it.
There you go.
Hey, Todd. Hey, guys, did everything start okay with the stream? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think it went all right. Except Todd was missing. It's the only weird thing, but
yeah, we don't have that clicking noise, that camera clicking noise.
I know, right?
Yeah, I know everything's going good, Todd. How's your vacation or your getaway trip going?
See, that's why Donnie said we need to click, click, click recording.
That's right. You did say that the other day on Friday night.
Speaking of trips, I booked a hotel for Wonderfest today, but not at the hotel because apparently that block is long sold out. So,
Where'd you book at, Dave?
oh gosh, it was another IHG hotel like a mile away. Gosh, something Wood, I think. No, I can't remember. It started with an S.
I know Buck and I are staying at the Howard Johnson by Wyndham, which
Okay.
is like 3/10 of a mile from where Wonderfest is.
I have to look up the name of it. But it's only like a mile away, I think. So not too bad.
Yeah, that's not far.
Nope.
Mark says we did okay, but we still need supervision.
After
Todd
we
says he.
oh, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say. Todd said he took his girlfriend to sushi restaurants, so he's gonna starve.
Vegetables aren't even close to it.
I have to put it on the stove and cook it up in a pot.
Sorry, David. What were you gonna say there?
When we were done with booking the hotel, I couldn't find the group code, and I wasn't getting the price that I wanted. So I called them, and they're like, "Yeah, sorry, sir. You know that group block is sold out." So he said the best we can do is get a place nearby that's cheaper. And after he got me taken care of, he's like, "Well, I'm going to put you through to blah blah blah. So for an offer for you, and you'll get rewards points for it." And I was like, "Oh, okay, whatever." So I was like, "I'll just listen to him and get the free points towards a free room on one of our vacations in the future." And
Hey,
this
Buck.
lady gives us this whole spiel, and she's like, basically, what it came down to, she's like, "How would you like to stay in Florida for 5 days for $100?" I was like, my wife and I looked at each other. Was like, yeah, of course. Love the vacation for $100. That's so cheap, right? And it was some promotion they were running for members of their whatever hotel rewards points or whatever. So now we're going to Disney.
Nice. I've never
You're
been.
supposed to say, I'm going to Disneyland.
Disney World, though.
Hey, how you doing, Buck?
Well, okay. Good. I was busy doing honeydews, and you can see I was cutting videos today.
Nice.
This one took a little bit longer than I expected, and I actually have to do part of this. I'll be doing part of this in the stream here.
So apparently, Todd doesn't do seafood. He's doing it for his girlfriend.
I'm so sorry. Todd should try sushi if he hasn't already. I love it.
I like raw fish. Raw fish is good.
It does. It tastes wonderful.
Also, as a reminder for everyone to smash that like button from Todd.
No. You're supposed to like the smash button.
And yes, Mark, that's precisely why we did that. They gave us basically a bunch of options and said you can, I think it was like 10 different hotels you could go to for that deal. And I was like, 2 of them were in Florida. And I was like, well, why wouldn't I just go to Disney World? I've never been there. We were going to go back in 2020, but then COVID happened. So we'll try again 5 years later.
Paul is saying your mic's really loud, Buck.
Hang on. How's that?
It's a little loud, but
Is that better?
go again? Yeah, that
How's
sounds
that?
good.
Okay.
We were going to go to just the which one? Which one's the one with Star Wars in it?
Hollywood Studios,
Hollywood Studios.
I think.
Yeah, we were just going to go to that one last time, but since we have they're well, pretty much got paid to go down for a week. We're just going to go to all of them. So I've never been there before.
And Don said Disney World is in Florida, Disneyland is in California. I know that, but I was stealing the classic line from Bulletproof. Disneyland. But yeah. So since I have them on the stream, I'll show them on show them here as well. These are the things I've done this week. This was this color. I stained it with the oak stain. It's glued together. This is the second floor, by the way. Second floor European style, which means it is third floor as far as Americans are concerned. And then I built the framework for the first wall. This is actually, I think, one of the longest wall I've built for the Moomin House. I think it might be the same as the other ones. Nice little bookcase here with working drawers. Oh, that one might not work. Wait, there it is.
Semi-working drawers.
And then this little pink dresser is supposed to be a light pink, but I just grabbed the pink I have. But no, what took a lot of time is they usually paint white on one side of the boards for things like this. And that white paint resists it resists craft paint. It kind of ends up looking like this if you paint over top of it. So I have sanded every piece so that it looks decent. I prefer that over that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And these feet were really fun to sand. These feet I didn't sand.
There, Dash. Yeah.
Staff house for the Disney doll. No, this is the Moomin House. Completely different house. And Ian even said he was surprised how popular it is in the UK, but it's kind of like a Swedish Disneyland. They're very popular. No, it's not Swedish, it's Finnish, sorry. But it's a very popular children's show in Finland. Sorry, got concentrating there for a second.
Oh, that's okay. So Dash was asking me before I go, how do you make correct mix with sprue glue? So yeah, this is my sprue glue here. Mark was asking what sprue glue is. And basically what sprue glue is just your remainder of your Tamiya extra thin. And traditionally people would call it sprue goo because they put chunks of their old discarded sprue inside the glue and it would melt it and you end up with this goo. Realistically, a little bit better would be actual the white styrene pieces that you buy aftermarket makes a better sprue goo. But you just keep dropping it in until it kind of melts. It can take you like a day or so to keep adding it in. And yeah, you just adjust your thickness based on what you want. Some people will make it thicker, and some people will make it thinner. And you can just adjust it as you go. But that's all it is. It's just melted plastic now. So I can put it on seams and stuff, let it dry for half a day or whatever, and or a day. And then it basically the extra thin gases off or whatever and evaporates, leaving you just with plastic now covering your seam, which is what I've been doing on this guy here. And then you just sand it down, you're good to go, and your seam disappears. Kind of like that. Was just, the seam was. right here. You can see it's disappeared. So that's kind of what your sprue goo is. You can just adjust it as you go. That's what I've done in the past. If I need a little bit of extra thin in there, I'll pull some out and from my bottle and put a little bit more in here. Or if I need, I can throw a little bit more plastic in. You just back and forth until you get a consistency that you're happy with. I hope that helps you.
It's a nice alternative to using like just a little something like that.
Yeah.
Depends on how big of a gap you're filling.
Oh, somebody's microphone giving bad static. Is that your mic, Buck? Oh,
It shouldn't be. Hang on, let me mute it.
It's faded off again.
Let me know if it comes
back
back.
again.
Okay, it is my mic. I don't know why.
Do you have a different mic?
Not really. Hang on.
Oh, okay.
How's that? Can you still hear me?
Yep.
I can hear you. Yeah, you're quieter.
What
But
about the static?
Gone.
Yeah, it's gone right now. That's good.
Okay.
Let's see here. Paul just talks about sprue goo, pretty much saying the same thing. Yeah, like what I was saying. So he's just asking, so what to use it for? Is it just a science experiment? No, like I said, does the seams, does them well. Not ideal for like hard to get at little areas. Or necessarily where you may have a 90-degree, say I'd still use an actual modeling putty myself. So yeah, all cover seams. Yeah, see that's what I'm using it for here, Ray, is to clean up my seams. So I'm just, end up with these seams here. I just I got a fly here to make up for Donnie not being here with the fly. Yeah, but I'm basically just covering my seams, and then after about I guess it's been a day or a day and a half, I guess, since the night stream there on Friday. But that's all I've used it for, and then just come in and sanded it afterwards. Threw a little bit more just right at the bottom here because I was looking for just there was a little bit of a seam still there. So I'll just take some here and just apply it. And I'm going to, of course, apply it a little heavier so that it's above the actual kit height. And then I'll come back in and I'll actually sand it back down.
I'll be back in a few minutes, guys.
Okay.
The wife brought food.
Oh, lucky guy. Yeah, sprue goo is great for hole or seam filling. Awesome, great tip. Dash says probably not a good idea then to use quick drying thin cement. No, you want like your Tamiya extra thin. I know there's a quick drying one. I'm sure it would work just the same. Because basically when it's in the bottle, it's not gonna dry out really or evaporate like when it's on a bottle.
You just wait. It's fine. It's on high. We started it too late because they're too busy messing around with the trips.
Yeah.
And Dash, I have used it as a quick drying thin cement. I have kind of used it as well to help cement things together at times. If I'm putting it in, I notice there's still a little bit of a gap. I can put it in there, and then squeeze it closed and try to hold it closed for a little bit till it bites in, because it is still an extra thin base to it. Talking about the jamming is gone. Buck, if you have a mic that's connected, it'll pick up static from the fans of your computer. You explaining sprue goo is obviously quicker than me typing it. Yeah. Must buy some faster fingers. Or replace batteries. Says Mark. I guess where's microphone? Yeah, good tip. So, Dash, did your kit have a lot of flash on it, Ken? My Phantom had a lot of flash on it from Aurora. Small things did for this thing. It's a 2020 kit, so it's it's only 4 years old. A bit around the fingers and the toes. There was a bit. Some on this really thin plastic down here, where his clothes are all tattered. There was a little bit, in there, in between the bones of his ribs and stuff. But otherwise, it's not too bad. It wasn't really thick flash at all. How's it going there, Keith?
Crazy.
Going crazy?
Yep. I broke a piece. It shot off somewhere, so that.
Oh no!
You may not even notice once it's all there.
More than likely, people won't. As long as you don't lose a whole bunch.
The directions weren't very clear how to fold it, and I folded one piece before I should have.
Who made that? Who made that set? Like, who's the manufacturer?
Pontos.
I don't recognize it.
Yeah, I don't recognize that name.
They mainly do ships, naval stuff.
I made a Lego ship one time, many years ago. I think it's the Kitty Hawk I made.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm trying to think. When I was a teenager, I built a aircraft carrier. It was the Enterprise. It wasn't the Tamiya one, but it was large. It was larger, but it wasn't 350 scale large. If I had to guess, it was probably 700 scale. I don't know if like someone like Revel or somebody made one.
Oh
That's
gosh,
kind of
that name's like a curse word.
I know, but yeah, that's kind of the grade of model kits that were kind of available to me as a kid.
Oh yeah, no, I totally understand. Yeah.
Trying to think of who else might have made around a 1/700 scale, maybe Enterprise, and it was the CV65. It was like the more modern one, not the World War II version of the kit. Yeah, so yeah, Mark. Yeah, it wasn't the Second World War one. It was the more modern one. It had F-14s on it. Of course, back then it didn't have F-18s on it, but it did have F-14s on it. Sounds like a good job for Scalemate or Sprue. Was it Sprue Weather? No, Scalemates. Let's see here. And I might not even be right on the scale of the kit. It could be some odd scale too. Let's see.
They did like to do that back then.
Yeah.
Like those 1/32 scale tanks or something.
Yeah. Whereas 1/32 is common for aircraft, but yeah, not for tanks.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What scale? That's 1/400. No, it wouldn't be that. Let's see. There was a 1/720 from Revel in 1994 new box. Let's see. Let's check that one out. Might have been that one, but an older boxing of it. Boxing came out in 84 and 94. So it might have been the 84 version.
For my time.
Yeah. Because I joined the Army in 91, so I don't think by 94, I don't think I was building much in the way of scale models anymore. Who else might have made one? Rebel.
Who else was around back then?
Well, that's the thing, right?
I don't remember there being that many companies back then. I mean, not that I was alive, but
Monogram did one.
like when you look at the dates that they were made, it wasn't a lot. It's not as many as now, it seems.
Yeah. Let's see. Monogram did 1/400 scale Enterprises. Skill level 3 came out. Well, it's been re-released a few times here in the 2000. Let's see, 91. It came out. It could have been that kit. Not too sure. Oh, okay, let's see what I've missed. So, yeah, he says, "Oh, the nuke. Yep, the nuke ship." I'd like to try doing. So, Dash says, "I would like to try doing that huge trumpeter ship I saw. It was huge. I forgot what scale, but the box was like 3 or 4 feet long."
There's several of them.
Yeah. Ray says, "I think the 1/200 scale that Titanic." Mark says, "I think Keith is a live example of why shipbuilders are dedicated / nuts." Doing all that photo etch.
Well, I do resemble that remark. Crazy.
Welcome back, Andrew. Yes, there are 4 screens. Buck's joined us. He's just helping his wife here for a minute. Don says the World War II Enterprise was CV6. What is significant about that ship was that it was the most decorated ship from the U.S. fleet. Andrew says, "Just got back onto the stream. I'll see you. I'll see you. How about please stand by?" Oh, that's Buck. He's got one of those, a couple of these different screens he uses now for when he steps away.
Looks like the
Yeah,
fall.
great. Hey, Donnie. Donnie's here. That's where Buck did go to get something to eat.
Hey, Donnie.
Hey, Donnie.
Donnie's saying he'd love to build the 350 Tamiya Enterprise. That is a famous kit, yeah, for the shipbuilders. Same with the, what is it? The Yamato was a famous one. Bismarck. Those are some of the famous ones that are really large that people build.
To me, it just makes such nice kits.
They do. They do. Some of their older stuff is getting a little long in the tooth, but in general, yeah. They're kind of like the standard of what you want to, as a model company building models, producing model kits. It's kind of the gold standard of where you want to have it at a minimum
Right.
of what you want to be able to do to know that you're doing good kits. They just go together so nicely. Don says the History Channel here carried a program called Battle 360. I think I've heard of it, which was about the Enterprise. Very interesting program. Donnie says he loved that show.
Did you guys watch the latest series? I think I told you guys about it before, but it probably came out, geez, probably 6 or 8 months ago now. But it was one, I think it was on Netflix where I found it. It was, he took a bunch of footage from World War II and they remastered it using AI. And they strung it all together rather than just showing random clips when they tell the story. They actually strung it all together to make it kind of make sense from a historical standpoint. And it actually, the way they remastered it, you'd swear you're watching a movie. It's really incredible how they did it. I mean, the quality is amazing. I think it was called like On the Front Lines or something like that.
Okay, I've never seen that. Yeah,
It's like
sounds
a 6-part
cool.
special. Oh yeah, it's the best one I've ever seen of like a remastered telling. I mean, they don't tell an in-depth story of every single battle like some other ones I've watched, but they definitely touch the highlights. When I was watching it, I was like, how in the world, like, it looks like you had like a modern day film crew there. That's how realistic it looks now, like with color and high definition. How do they do it? PJ said you're going to glue your fingers together, Pete.
Oh, pretty much.
Do you ever anneal your brass before you
Depends what I'm doing.
But you've done it before.
Yeah. Yeah. If I have to roll it into a cylinder or something, I usually anneal it.
Oh, I hate rolling into. Yeah.
Welcome back, Buck.
See if I'm gonna move. I'm moving. Very,
Thank you.
very slight movement here, Donnie. There's an art after all.
All right, so PJ says, I keep watching Keith's screen to check if and when he super glues his fingers together. Yeah.
Yes, I might pull a Jordan.
We've all done it.
Yep.
That's funny. That decal right there, those two,
Are those the eyes?
I didn't know. They're the intakes. I didn't realize that
Oh.
they were there. I didn't realize they were there, so I taped off and painted them.
Oops.
Well, that works too.
Well, actually, I did it the opposite because I did a base coat of black and taped over these before I did the silver.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, on the front lines, Donnie. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. On the front lines or from the front lines. Something with front lines. It's an incredible series. Mostly from, I mean, the narration was just fine, but it was more so that however they remastered that film was incredible. You know me, I'm always about looking for the armor. So like when I watch those, I'm always looking for the big armor battles. And when you see the Germans roll up in their tanks and it's in super high definition, it's like, holy cow! You know, you haven't seen anything that clear in video or even in real life of a lot of those tanks, because half of them you can't even find anymore. They all got destroyed or chopped up and reused,
Yeah.
recycled.
The show that I used to watch on PBS as a kid was The World at War in the 70s.
Yeah. You can watch those on YouTube now.
Yep.
I was gonna say, I feel like I've seen something like that.
The thing
watched a
about
bunch
that,
of them.
though, is The World at War didn't follow so much of the battles. It followed a lot of what was happening to the people.
Yeah.
You know, and unfortunately, I think, you know, by happening to the people, we're talking things like Auschwitz. Although it never covered what happened to the Japanese people here in the States.
Yeah.
But you know, the bonus to being the winner is that you get to write the history books.
That is what they say.
I moved, Donnie. You're welcome. If you missed it, it's because you blinked.
Yep, theme-based episodes. I just remember watching that when I was a kid. Yes, it did, Mark. Very, very comprehensive documentation. One page, front and back. Really bad black and white pictures. know, Donnie.
Oh.
Right?
Paul says Dave's doing his version of stop motion animation.
Yeah, detail painting. Well, what I'm doing is I'm fixing the masking where the masking didn't mask, because I purposely didn't go crazy with making sure my masking was perfect, because I knew it wouldn't be. So I was like, I'd rather take the time to paint than take the time to mask.
Wait a minute. Don used a word in there I don't know. What is this brain thing, Don?
It's the things the zombies are looking for.
Brains. That works so nicely. By the way, in case nobody saw what I just did, I had these wires here.
Yeah.
Coming out of the top of this post here. And I was trying to figure out how to get the wires up through the plane. And that's what this styrene tube is for. I stuck it down through the bottom, stuck the wires into here, and just pushed it through.
There you go.
Oh, buccaneering. Here,
Okay.
Buck.
Say what?
That's called buccaneering.
Exactly.
So, Donnie, I should have my my Infinity in like the next 2 weeks. I'll have to tell you about it. If you know whether to get parts for yours or not. The way they talked about it, it's like you could put a pinstripe down from a foot away. The way they talked about it. So we'll see how good they are.
Have you seen Donnie paint? He could put a pinstripe down from a foot away.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
With his brush in his mouth, right?
Yes.
That's impressive.
You're talking about the Infinity?
Yeah. The new
Yeah.
one.
This is a older one, I guess. Had this for about 5-6 years.
Yeah, that's the old style, which I'm sure they're still really good. But they switched to a titanium nozzle,
Oh, okay.
and the needle size, the smallest needle size is a 0.25, so it's a little bit bigger. But their claim, and I believe them after using the Evolution, is that though the needle is larger, they actually have engineered it in a way to make a finer spray pattern. So
Oh,
essentially what you get is a larger opening, which means less clogging and more paint flow, but you don't sacrifice spray pattern. And I can attest that my the new Evolution. I have the new one and the old one to compare apples to apples. And my new Evolution's 0.28 millimeter nozzle has a finer spray pattern than my 0.2 on my old Evolution.
Nice.
They aren't lying. And they didn't send them to me. I'm not selling theirs. I'm just telling you the truth. Nobody has sent me any of that stuff to test out. I did finish my test of the resin that someone sent me to test out.
And was it good?
There was definitely some interesting results. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
Oh, look, speaking of, my printer just got done. Something just finished, yeah. So they sent me like 2 different kinds of what they call tough resin, but one is like, it's called TGM, and I have no idea what that means. But all I do know is the stuff is almost like fully cured under my normal setting. So I can't help but wonder if it's like somehow it just cures faster, which means I could either print faster if I wanted to and like reduce my cure time, or just keep it where it's at. Because when it came out, the stuff was rock solid, and it didn't, like, I actually had to redo my supports on my model the first time because I had cracking on the largest piece on my old resin, like the stuff I use now. But this stuff was rock solid. I was pretty impressed.
Nice.
So yeah, they definitely have something I would consider to be competitive. I think the problem is pricing, though. That's always the thing that people, you know, well, at least for me, the levels I'm printing, I worry about price. And they're washable resin, though, water washable. So I don't know if you guys ever used water washable resin. But I used it for the first time, and what I did was I took, as part of my experiment, which will all be in my video that I have to put out for it, but I put half the water washable pieces in water, and I put the other half of the figure, not half the pieces, but half the figure. I put the head in water, and I put the body in alcohol, because that's how I wash anyway, normally.
Yeah.
And I do what I always do, because a lot of times I'll throw them in the wash station, just let them soak, because I'm busy and I just forget about them. And I pull them out the next day and everything's fine. Well, I did that with water. Like I put it in a jug and I just shook it up by hand. And most of the stuff came off nice and clean. And I just put it back in as if I would normally do, just let it soak. And I pulled it out like 2 days later and it was cracked. Like the whole thing cracked around, like all the details. I'd never seen that before. Actually, I have it here. I can show you. Zoom in. Did you ever see this before? Look at the cracking. Zoom. There we go.
Wow.
No, it's split. It's supposed to be venom. It's cracked all over the place.
Interesting.
So that's water washable resin soaked in water for a couple days. I wonder if the water actually it's designed to break it down, I guess. Maybe it just broke it down too much. I don't know. I think it's just a learning curve for me, but that's why I don't use water washable resin.
Yeah, Donnie says that's not good.
Yeah, that's no good. I'm shilling for H&S for free? Yeah, I know, right? I'm just a fanboy, put it that way. I don't need to use a stupid wrench to take the nozzle off. Super easy to clean. And they spray like a dream. Here's your second ad for the night. They just cost an arm and a leg in comparison to a lot of other ones out there. Don't get me wrong, they're not cheap.
No, they aren't.
The Ultra is nice, though. I think, Donnie, didn't you say you have the Ultra? That was like a new one they came out with this year, and like a more entry level line, I think.
Yeah, Donnie says, yeah, I have the 2024 Ultra.
Yeah. That was like their entry level one. I remember they were actually explaining how it's like a training airbrush. And apparently you can't pull the needle back until you put air on. Kind of like how a trigger action works.
Okay. Donnie says I don't need to wrench to get the nozzle off my Sotar.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that one before.
Mark says, love the name. Entry level called Ultra. Don't these marketers have a dictionary?
Yeah. Well, considering their other ones are called Evolution and Infinity, I don't know. I guess Ultra would be below Infinity. I would think.
I guess. Donnie says, I do accept payment for my endorsement badger.
I need to figure out how to get in with these Monument Hobby guys and get my face all over a thing of paint. As much as I buy, somebody ought to do it.
Oh, Ian just landed, according to Andrew. How long will it take him to get on stream? I don't know.
An hour, I would think. It's not that far from the airport.
He's pretty close, is he?
I mean, he lives in Atlanta, and that's where the airport is. Yeah, Ray, I know the feeling. I started the same way. I started with some cheapo Amazon combo and going to a harder and Steambeck and a real compressor is night and day.
Mark says, well, he has customs, bathroom, etc., so 8 hours or so.
Yeah, he probably did all the TSA pre-flight stuff.
Let's see, and they're gonna flag them.
Sir, what are you planning on doing with 800 pounds of chocolate?
Exactly.
And he points at Tony and is like, it's hers, not mine.
Throwing his wife under the bus.
And she'll turn around and go, I've never seen this man before in my life.
And they'll believe her.
Wednesday we'll be on the stream going, where's Ian? Somebody with his cell phone number will be like, yeah, he texted me. He's in jail right now.
I was his phone call. LOL. Oh, poor Ian.
Brings it on himself.
Mark says, and then he has to clean the plane. You dirtied it, you clean it. You're getting a little bit of feedback again there, but
That was my heat gun.
okay.
man's hair dryer.
Yep.
Oh man, everyone's quiet. Because we're all detail painting or putting photo etch together. Are you printing out like something from 1985 over there? What? Carbon copy paper? What that was like.
So Paul says at least the other passengers will be relieved to get off the plane too. They can take out their earplugs and not hear Ian go on about it. Well, everything.
Wouldn't it be funny if we learned that like Tony was hard of hearing in one ear, and that was the ear that she always had going on?
That would be funny. Mark says they will probably love the fresh air too, since aircraft air circulation is now worse than when people were allowed to smoke on an aircraft. Donnie thinks that noise was a telegraph.
Telegraph.
Was it a beeping noise?
Yeah.
That was me changing the voltage on my power supply.
Oh. Was
There
it
we go.
printing out a confirmation for you while you were doing it?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm almost done with painting black.
This time.
This time, yeah. This is only my second and third time painting this model.
That's all?
Yep.
You're not near done with it then.
I guess I should say painting this design, not the exact model. The original one's long gone.
Donnie's like, Mayday, Mayday, voltage too high, eject. Maybe that's why his engine broke down. He has to use the missile.
No, it literally says in the instructions, the cloud had rocks in it. The engine coughed and stopped. The overcast could not be topped. A mountain suddenly arose. Into it went Freddy's nose.
Okay.
He ran into a mountain.
Donnie's like 24 volts.
No, I don't think it goes up that high.
Donnie's trying to be a bad influence. And I used to think he was such a nice guy.
Had you fooled.
Yeah, right. Donnie's like, I am a nice guy. All right, I'll take your word for it again. Being the pleasant and polite Canadian that I am.
It's Donnie's southern accent that makes you put your guard down.
Yeah, it lulls you into that false sense of security.
Yep, for sure.
You know, you listen to him, you're like, oh, he sounds like he's got to be a really nice person.
I know, right? I have that problem with people from with a British accent because I'm like, man, you sound so, or like Australian. I'm like, I don't know if I'm supposed to laugh or if you're really mad at me. He's a nice guy when he's asleep.
Yeah.
Easy enough.
Yeah, and then Paul says, stop reading your own PR releases, Donnie. Bad form.
It's like Ian. He's quiet when he sleeps. Sometimes.
Is he? I was going to
I
say,
doubt it.
we have to
You
ask
sure
Tony
you
what
don't snore?
He probably talks in his sleep.
That's where he gets all his good ideas.
PITSTAIN at a glance. I'm afraid of bands. I go off on brands and I shit my pants. PITSTAIN at a glance. I'm afraid of bands. I go off on brands
Who made that?
and I shit my pants.
Todd.
Todd.
Oh my god. That's hilarious.
You miss a lot when you miss a staff meeting. You know that, right, Dave?
Yeah, I know.
The only thing is, now we have to have a staff meeting.
Yeah, really. This was a week that got away from me, being in New York half the week. And then I wasn't even around on Friday either. That looks good.
Mark says Ian probably talks underwater.
Now that's impressive. We just have to have Tony on as a special guest one time and just grill her with questions about Ian.
Yeah.
That would be the most entertaining 2 hours ever. I mean, considering he called her up and says, hey, go get me these 4 things. And next thing you know, we're watching him eat Lunchables for an hour.
Yeah. Give me something weird.
I have a feeling Tony is just as funny, if not funnier than Ian.
She's got to at least have a good sense of humor.
Exactly. No doubt about that.
And Donnie's talking about how, what are you talking about? I ain't never done nothing bad. And then Mark says, not caught anyway. To which Donnie replies, yeah, that's the secret, ain't it, Mark?
The old adage, it's only illegal if you get caught.
That's right.
Love that one.
Ken can verify that. I mean, is it illegal if you don't get caught?
Yes. It's still illegal. You just haven't been caught. That's all.
That's right. It's like if the tree fell in the woods and nobody was around to see it, did it still fall? Well, yes, because you can go find it fallen.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Do you have witnesses?
Witnesses that it is fallen?
That it did fall.
Well, you just need photos. Photos are evidence that can be put in to what you call. It can be used as evidence.
Hey.
Right
Yeah,
then?
that's what we call it too, Mark. You know, blank amount of years of undetected crime. Usually like 12 years of undetected crime.
All you have to do is let the statute of limitations run out. You have to hide it for that long.
Donnie says, put it up with Ian. Tony must have a sense of humor that just happens to have a woman attached. I know, right?
Oh, my wife has a sense of humor, but I don't know. She laughs at some of my jokes, and the other ones I'm like, that was supposed to be funny, and she just doesn't get it.
There's a lot of difference between the sense of humor for men and women. It does. Look at Venn diagram, though. It does overlap, but it's just not exactly the same. At least that's my thought on it.
One small quadrant of that circle. It's like in that training I was in, the instructor I had, he had these like funny videos or things to kind of start off every session. So like in between breaks and whenever we started fresh, he would show a funny video or whatever. And one of the pictures that he was talking about psychology, and he's like, the psychology of men, and then below it had the psychology of women. And the top picture was an on-off switch, and the bottom picture was like all these knobs and dials and switches. I'm like, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
He had so many things. I mean, I remember a lot of what he thought was great, but I also remember the funny videos, like old commercials and stuff. There was one for the life of me that I cannot remember. I told my wife, I was trying to tell my wife about it earlier. But the ones that stood out the most, do you guys remember, or have you ever seen, it was an old Heineken, not old, I shouldn't say old, it wasn't like an old-time commercial, but a Heineken commercial. These women are at some fancy party, and there's one lady, like, it's leading this group, but there's like 4 girls, and the lady's like talking about, I don't know, something at the party, whatever, and she takes them all upstairs, and she opens up this big walk-in closet, and all her clothing are in, and the girls start like screaming, and they're just like doing their thing and screaming about, like, oh, look at all the clothing and look how big this closet is, and they're just like losing it, right? And then all of a sudden they hear this like yelling, and they go downstairs, and it's the guys. They opened up a beer fridge the same size, and they're like screaming over the beer.
Yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah,
Walk-in beer cooler. Oh, that's like there's the simplicity. All we need is a beer cooler. What worries me is if. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, what worries me is if Tony married in, who was the second option?
That's what we have to ask Tony. You're like, Tony, so you obviously had options.
How much did Ian's parents pay you?
Well, he told us some story about when him and his wife got married, about how he like got introduced to the family and everything, and they were like really Italian, and like he said how uncomfortable he was. That was an interesting story the one night. Maybe her ex-boyfriend didn't pass the test.
We have Sal, Tony, Sal, and Bert. Bert's adopted.
Oh, I just remembered another piece I have to paint. Simple enough. I really hope my wife has dinner during soon. I'm getting hungry.
Well, it depends, Dave. Can you smell your supper yet?
It's about time to eat, so.
Oh, more music to my ears. Is it like, is the carrots and stuff soft?
I think so, yeah.
Oh gosh, that's not a definitive yes.
Maybe.
I'm worried now.
It's a definite maybe.
Definite maybe, yeah. I'm a little worried now. Am I going to have cooked dinner or raw dinner?
It's 50-50.
Yes.
It's 50-50.
No. The answer is yes.
Yeah. I had raw potatoes last night.
Hey.
That's not trifecta. You didn't try to. Not all of them were raw, just a few of them.
I think there are too many on the tray.
Probably.
I think that's the problem. Some of them didn't get done enough.
Mm-hmm. Stupid oven not cooking things right.
No, it's my fault. I
Don't take blame for the oven's fault. If the oven's doing bad things, I'll throw it out. Kick it out. It's you or the oven, so you pick. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Oh gosh.
Nice knowing you, Dave.
Oh, she knows that was a joke.
So Mark says, I think Ian only passed the leave the gun, take the cannoli test because the cannoli was food.
I actually believe that.
Ken, are you actually building something? Because it looks more like you're moving the parts around your bench. Yeah, no, I'm still working it. I'm just actually bringing it in close to me to, to scrape off the seam lines. And I am wearing my magnifier, so that's why I got to bring them in closer.
I'm so excited for this soup.
Well, it better be good.
So
I
hungry.
waited all day for it.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, I'm throwing that crock pot out. You know what we should have done, and I didn't think about it?
What? Pressure cooked it.
Pressure cooked it.
Oh, we're so stupid. We say that every time. We pressure cooked it last time, and it got really good.
Mm-hmm.
The only annoying thing is then, like, the red film gets all over the pressure cooker lid, and it's really hard to clean.
Yeah, whatever. It's really hard to clean?
Yeah.
Why are we taking cleaning into account when we talk about eating? Like, that's like kind of an afterthought, right? No?
I don't know.
You don't know? Or should I be more considerate with my food? Should we eat like only packaged food that doesn't make dishes?
No, because then we'll get fat.
Oh, we'll get as if I'm not already there. Listen to her; she's so sweet.
Packaged food is not good for you.
No, I agree.
It doesn't fill you up, and it makes you feel like crap if you eat it all the time.
You mean Hungry Man is not a good meal?
No, and you know, Gilmore Girls is a lie. They eat that crap all the time and they have no effects.
Oh, the Chinese food or whatever?
Yeah, they eat that junk all the time.
Yeah, I couldn't do TV dinners every night.
They eat candy, cake, ice cream, and like fast food.
Imagine the high blood pressure from all that salt.
Yeah, in reality, they should be fatter from all the food they eat.
Speed dial. No. She knows I was kidding. See, my wife has a sense of humor sometimes. I mean, we also booked a bunch of holiday or vacation trips today too. So she's a little bit of what's the word? She's like high on travel.
Yeah.
My wife loves traveling, so catch her on travel day. She's as sweet as pie.
Donnie's agreeing with you, saying, "Yeah, packaged food tastes like plastic."
Yep. That it does. All right, hold on. I mustn't have drilled this hole deep enough. Or something.
Yeah, Mark says, yes, I'm glad to have different food. No corn syrup, no preservatives.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, that stuff makes you feel like crap.
We keep making more and more fresh stuff. I mean, everything in here was, everything we made was fresh in this thing.
Yeah.
In this soup.
Okay.
Yeah, you think my
What's the
grandmother
laws?
could go to a store and buy stuff? No.
Why not? She's not that old.
No, the one who invented the soup, Dave. Her
Oh.
mother.
That's
She
right.
was broke.
Yeah. That implies she's not on non-travel days. One would infer that, Donnie. But why would you go poke in the hornet's nest?
Because you're the one sitting on the hornet's nest, not him.
Oh, of course. There's Donnie being a nice guy again. See?
Be an instigator.
See how he
No,
lulls you
that's
in?
my job. Wait. That's my job. Don't be taking that away.
You guys can share the title. Sharing is caring, Buck.
I don't want to share. Donnie's supposed to be the nice guy.
Yeah,
With the
using the screw
Falcon.
glue. That's
With the
kinda,
Falcon.
there was a big seam across here, and now I've kind of gotten rid of it. So
With the PG Falcon build, that means that I will finish before he does. Because nice guys finish last.
You'll all finish before I will. I was in the lead, too. In the build.
you were actually.
I was putting the top half together. Had the engine lighting going in. I'll finish it one day.
So what you're saying is I've passed you.
Yeah, you passed me probably. I honestly haven't been watching. I poked in the other night just to say hi to you guys, and I was at my hotel.
Of course he did.
Why wouldn't I?
I don't know.
I was on the phone with you. You went to bed.
Well, we really didn't have much to talk about.
Nope. Other than that debate that we were talking about, because that was last week, but that's about it. How much I wish I could sleep in my own bed after being in a hotel for 3 days.
Yeah. Hotels are only fun when you have something fun planned with them.
Yeah, really. When you look outside and you see like a parking lot of friends,
Yeah. That's not exciting.
no. was up in Binghamton, where my hotel was.
New York isn't a fun place to stay in hotels.
Actually, northern New York, like up in the Adirondacks, is beautiful. Everyone thinks of New York City when they
City,
think
yeah,
of
that's
New York,
only
and
one part of it.
it's a small part of it. New York State is really beautiful. Between like the lakes that they have, like Lake Seneca, and the different hiking trails.
Save money or art, you need to choose. That's you.
Money or art, you need to choose.
What's that mean?
I choose both. That's what I'm doing right now.
Making art for money?
Art for money.
Ray says, because of this channel, I bought the PG Falcon. Wow, what a rabbit hole I got into.
Oh, yeah, you did. Especially if you're watching those guys put them together.
Oh yeah.
There's like this. What? How many people are working on it? Like 6 or 7 of us now that were working on it or have been.
Let's see. There's 5 of us regularly on Wednesday. You, so Ray just said he bought it. I think there's a couple other people that bought it.
Didn't Chase buy it?
Yes, but it's also like this here. This boat I built on the streams, on our Friday and Sunday streams. I know that 5 people have bought this boat since I built it.
Yep.
We cost people money.
The rabbit hole that you went down is the 7 or 8 of us doing it 12 different ways.
Yep.
Trying to figure out which way you want to do it. That's the rabbit hole. All right, that's all that painting done.
Alright, that's supper time.
Is it actually? Can you double check that it's actually done?
It probably is. Come on.
It probably is. Oh boy, here we go. Talk about Russian roulette for my stomach.
Hey,
Oh. Almost done, boys. I was hoping to get further, but at least I got all the black painted.
we were sidetracked today.
A little bit.
For hours.
Yeah, I'd say
Sorry,
so.
Ray.
3 hours.
Ray says, you guys have cost me a load of money already. Sorry to hear that.
Oh, I got you, Mark. Yeah, that is the sacrifice. I mean, don't get me wrong. I really like what I make. I do. But I'm not doing the projects for me. And right now, my biggest want is to do a tank. But, like, the time I'm not spending here at the workbench, I'm either making YouTube videos or managing my website,
Or at your other job.
or at my other gig, because I do have a full-time job apart from this. So it's demanding in itself.
That's why you need these vacations.
I know, honey. I know. I need a vacation. And then I need a vacation from my vacation when I get back.
Donnie says, to Buck, that's just because they wanted to play with their wood.
Yep. And I was going to say, Ray, if you build wooden kits, you do need to take Paul's advice there and run away.
Yeah.
Because here shortly, well, Tuesday or Wednesday, I get the paint kit for the San Francisco tram from Oakry. So that's going to start showing up in videos.
Suddenly I have a craving for rice-a-roni.
Ew.
It's a San Francisco treat.
You. Oh, it's just like you do.
Shoot.
I wouldn't crave that.
That was a random thought.
We're going to go eat some dinner.
All right, you
Rice-a-roni?
enjoy.
See you guys later.
Take care.
Yeah.
Come on, get in there.
Yeah, Ray says, ha 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 ha. No, I like the hobby. I'm good. And then Mark says, thankfully, I'm only on the edges of the briar patch.
Come on in.
The water's fine.
No,
Yeah.
the briar.
Oh,
I was only on the edge at one point. And now people tease me about how big my stash is.
Well, about 10, 12 minutes ago, Ian just posted that he's not sure if he'll make it onto the stream. We actually, until he gets home, just passed through customs, waiting on luggage.
Quick, somebody said we missed you so much, Ian, then he'll be guaranteed to be here. No takers?
Sounds like no one wants to take you up on that one. Don't get me wrong, it'll be nice to have him back on, but I can't finish that sentence.
I like it. Okay. We got
Looks nice.
the engine is still running, regardless of the fact that it's not. And he's glowing green. According to Donnie, uh-oh. Okay. The wires bumped each other. According to Donnie, this is a finished model.
It's been lit.
Yep. But I still got decals.
And Paul says, and when the Falcons are all built, then it's the 1350 Grissom. Enjoy.
Indeed.
I guess this is for Ian coming back. Just knock before you come in. Buck might be naked modeling again.
Is there anything blinking? You weren't looking, were you, Donnie? It doesn't blink, it flickers. Both the engine and the emergency engine both flicker. Where is it? There it is. Miss Scalpel. So did you guys notice that? Donnie's adding to what it takes to be a finished model.
Is he now?
Well, didn't you see it? He said, is anything blinking?
He also says flickering isn't blinking.
See? There he goes.
Don't forget, these are only rules for you.
For me?
Yeah. And Ian.
Exactly what Paul says. It's blinking, flickering, okay? This is where we're going to find out if these decals are worth a crap. Or are they going to explode?
Yeah. You may have to dig some from another kit. I don't know if you have any other fighter aircraft you could steal some roundels from. Stars and bars.
I do. I have several. Sometime I'll have to.
Go ahead.
Sometime I'll have to bring my diorama of the F-16 I built again on the stream. Well, the nice thing is is I worked on the tail number that's on that bird.
Oh, that's cool.
And I've got age equipment sitting around it. Pilot in the a pilot and a rear cockpit. Rider don't know if it's a pilot or not. It's not during a launch. Age is parked off to the side the way it would be in actuality.
Mark says, Donnie, I think you need to start specifying refresh rates, megahertz, etc. To which Donnie says, yeah, that's the idea. Or that's a great idea, Mark.
Oh, it's not done yet. I just realized I didn't put the balloons on it yet.
There you go. Ray says to Paul, I haven't seen that model yet, but I'm more into Star Wars and so.
There we go. That's the emergency engine.
Well, it's good that Deckel didn't bust apart yet.
Yep.
Let's hope it sticks that way.
Yeah, well, the 196 scale Eagle, the one from that they released in the 70s, don't look at the decals wrong. They will explode. I still have most of the decals because after the first couple of them I fought with, I'm like, I am not doing this, and I painted it, and it looks like crap. Yes, it is, Donnie. That was the first thing I lit. It's not lit right now. Donnie's just mad because I never finished the Voyager. I did. Wires are not currently connected. I'm going to hold off on the balloons for right now.
All right, that's ready for primer. That is.
Electrocution while applying decals. A true modeler's death.
Oh, he says ongoing group build for what, 4 years now?
What, the Voyager? Yeah. So that build has staying power, Donnie. There you go, Donnie. Hang on. Let me turn off the lights.
I'll put you as big there.
There you go, Donnie. Emergency engine is flickering. That came out so nice.
That did really.
If I'd have been planning on putting that green light in the head, I'd have light blocked it. but I wasn't originally going to light it. Last week, Howard said you should put a light in the head. I'm like, why not? Okay.
What would you have light blocked? What part of it?
The head itself. What I'd have done is before putting it together, I'd have spray painted the inside of the head black.
Is there anything you would have wanted to show through that you wouldn't have light blocked? Like the eyes or?
Maybe the eyes. But the mouth is open enough so that you would have seen the light regardless.
Well, Donnie says nice and that looks really good, Buck.
Thanks, Donnie. And it's modeling like this. You know, this is just a slight example, but modeling like this is why I'm getting out of the Partworks game. Because Partworks take it's more fun, and Partworks take entirely too much time.
They do, and a lot of money.
Yes. A lot of money and a lot of frustration with them.
Well, I got my first one coming. I'm doing that Apache from Agora.
Yeah.
I'll see how I like it.
With Agora, I'm very happy with Agora. Agora is really good at what they do. Yeah, I like the models I've done with Agora. Matter of fact, the alien is from Agora. And
okay, yeah,
they're really good about if things are wrong, they make it right.
Well, that's good to know.
I mean, I don't know if you watched when I did the bus, but when I did the London bus, when I did the London bus, the driver's cab was bent and broken, the framework or the window work around it. So I got in touch with them. They resent it to me, and it was bent a second time.
Huh.
Well, here's what was really cool. When I told them it was bent a second time and sent them the picture, they said, we'll send you another one. And when I got it, they had gone into the pack, they opened it and made sure it was good before they sent it to me.
Well, that's good to see.
Yeah. Because it's a very fragile part. Well, but the frustration is coming from not getting parts on time due to the current problem with shipping. No, I don't care about the shipping anymore. I've gotten to the point where when they show up, they show up.
Well, that's what my feeling would be, I think.
It is at this point. But it also is kind of frustrating when you get a pack in or you get a shipment in and it's 6 packs. And those 6 packs make an 8-minute video.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you've seen my videos. I video the entire build.
Yeah.
I know you were, Donnie. I ignored you. I have to say, for the silly, cheap models that this is, these decals are really good.
Well, that's good. That's something you always got to worry about with those older kits.
Yeah.
You know, any older kit you get in your stash.
Oh, yeah. And I have a lot of them. By the way, what ship were you guys talking about earlier today? Because I think I have it. I think you guys were talking about the Enterprise and the Bismarck.
Yeah, I was talking about the Enterprise. I had the. We were saying like they're pretty classic ship model kits people have. But I was originally talking about an Enterprise I built when I was a teenager, and I know it wasn't the Tamiya one, and it was it had F-14s and stuff on it. I don't know what scale it was. It was a decent size scale, so I'm guessing around 1/700 scale maybe, but I couldn't remember who made it.
I have the 1/350, I think, from Tamiya. And what's funny, I bought it on eBay years and years ago. But
Yeah.
what's funny is apparently somebody got it for their birthday and they didn't like it because there's a big birthday message written across the face of the box.
Nice.
But no, I've got that one. I've also got the CV6, the Enterprise from World War I or World War II.
Yep.
And I'm not sure if I'm going to actually buy the aftermarket parts. Or no, sorry, I don't have the Enterprise. I have the Hornet. Or I have the Enterprise, and I'm going to make the Hornet because I bought the little 350 scale planes. I'm going to put 30 B-25s on that sucker.
Oh, okay.
Well, you know what that is, right?
Yes.
Yeah. For those who don't, the Tokyo raid when they dropped Little Boy. And now people are out there going, they dropped a little boy?
No, I was thinking of the Doolittle raid is what I thought you were talking about.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
But they didn't drop the atom bomb for that one.
Oh.
I didn't think they did. I thought they were just a proof of concept, basically, that they could use all these smaller bombers to hit mainland Japan.
I could have sworn that was when they dropped the nuke.
Okay.
Hang on. To the Google.
Yeah, because I thought Fat Man and the Little Boy were launched from an island, whereas the Doolittle raid were launched from aircraft carriers, and they had to ditch a lot of the equipment off there, like the guns and all this other stuff.
I stand corrected. They launched, it was just 2, and it was 16 B-25s.
Yeah.
And they either ditched or they flew into
China?
Yeah. I just looked up and saw Jet's comment of read a book, Buck. Jesus.
Yeah, Mark says Doolittle was a one-way trip.
That's right. Buck's out to lunch. No, Buck's just old. Things blur together when you get old enough.
Well, if Jordan was smart and his internet wasn't working, he probably went off to go do something else more entertaining.
More entertaining than us? Really? What? What would be more entertaining than us?
No, more entertaining than sitting around waiting for your internet to come back on.
Oh, okay.
That makes more sense?
Yeah.
Well, you're right. He could log on from his phone.
Yeah, but to do that, he'd have to like. I'm sorry, did I say that out loud?
Oh, yeah, here's a message here from Jordan about 3 minutes ago. It's on Discord. He says, "Hey guys, I had to leave the house as I have zero cell or internet service. I found out that life sucks without the internet. Won't be back up until late tonight." And then he's showing that message that he received about his internet area, I guess, about the outage. Yeah, that sucks.
Sure, he received the message saying his internet is out and going to be out on the internet.
Well, he probably went to somewhere where his internet, where he could get Wi-Fi or something, and or cell signal, and look it up to see.
I'm being facetious.
Donnie said, "Wait, Andrew was in the chat. He can't be there too." Yeah, and then Don just said he had posted on Discord, and yeah, it dragged right off. Donnie says, "Sounds like Cat had something else for him to do tonight."
Probably went to work.
Yeah, it went to work. Hey, Graham. Hope you're doing well. Hope surgery goes well. Yeah, says all right. With 2 weeks' time, I gets his brain surgery. People are saying hi to Stephen, although I think Stephen was here earlier. Didn't know if he left.
I think everybody's saying hi to Stephen because he hasn't posted in a while, and he said hey to Donnie.
Yes. Yeah, Mark, well wishes to Graham. Trent, yeah, well wishes. That, yeah. Oh, Jet says maybe Graham can make a recommendation where Buck can get a brain surgery done.
I don't want a brain surgery. I like my ignorance.
And Donnie's wishing Graham good luck as well. Yeah, I really hope things go well.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, that's nice. I look up, I look out the window in front of me, and what do I see? Apollo taking a dump.
A new memory module for Buck.
I have pointed out before that I don't know what that word is. One that Donnie's talking about.
In that comment there?
Exactly.
Oh, okay. There we go. Yeah, Steven says, hi guys, I've been here all night. Been busy building a F1 race car.
Well, the question is, does Steven have a camera? And if he does, why doesn't he ever join us?
I don't know. Graham says, my naughty humor will go through the roof with all them nurses.
Naughty humor is always good.
So, Stephen, they're asking which model you're doing of the F1? Don's apologizing, saying I was led astray. No, Steven says I don't have a kit for doing that.
Megabytes, really? You guys are giving me credit.
Or maybe a Commodore 64 tape deck. I remember those. Or the VIC 20.
My Commodore 64, I had the 3 1/4 inch floppy or 3 1/2 inch floppy, along with the 5 1/4.
There you go. That's what Steven's building, guys. It's the FW41 Martini.
Nice.
Ooh, cool. That's Williams. And yeah, just sorry to hear about your 3-inch floppy.
Yep. Appreciate it.
Mark says, don't sell them short. It's 3 1/2 inch.
It's okay, Mark. It's been cold lately. In a few minutes, Donnie is going to make a comment about saving the date. Because I'm almost done with this model.
Oh, there you go.
Donnie's going to say something about, I finished the model? What? That's all good. Don't worry about it, Jet. I'm okay with it. I mean, if Ian was here, I'd be beating him down. Donnie's a fixin'.
He says, okay, guys, lasagna is done. Off to eat. Great stream. Thanks, Donnie. Enjoy your supper. Yeah. He's fixing to have some dinner.
Ooh, that's going to be a little bit interesting.
What's that?
Putting a decal on behind that arm. Meanwhile, Ian's in a windowless room at some black site. Asking the question, what is a BCS? What a terrible thought I had to follow that up, and I really shouldn't, but I have to. Has something to do with chocolate. For a cheesy little kit, these decals are awesome. I mean,
that's good.
They look at them. They have laid down without any issues whatsoever.
Yeah, no, they look good. Oh, you know, I saw them earlier, but it's just registering now. All of the old Testers bottles.
Oh, these? Yeah.
Yeah, I've got some too, but you know, it just registered now. It's like, oh yeah, right, old Testers bottles.
Uh-huh. Well, what was funny is, and I've never seen this before, is I painted this balloon probably 2 weeks ago
Yeah,
using this bottle of paint.
yeah, enamel.
Yeah, I think it's enamel. I'm sure it is. But what was funny was when I opened the bottle, it's got this much air in it, and it had formed a really thick skin over top of the paint that was left.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was like, the hell's going on here? So that one's just about done. And these Testers paints, I still like them. They still work really well. It's what I grew up with.
Graham says, I didn't have a sense of humor until my bleed 24 years ago. Then I got a certificate to say I was a nutter. Mark says, well, they saved money on the manual and used it elsewhere.
Yeah. Oh, nice. I got a fingerprint on this model. No model of this vintage is good without a fingerprint.
Well, there you go.
Must have bad fingerprint on it.
So Mark's asking, tester as in a sample or a brand name? It was a brand name. And all sorts of model-based products, from sanders to paint, brushes to, I mean, use that everything. Anything even had some of their own model kits.
Not very many though. There.
No,
That's
not
the,
many, but they had
That's the
some.
brand name. Let's see. There we go. This is not the oldest bottle I have, but
35 cents.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think I have a couple of them that say 15 cents, and they're still good.
Oh, there you go. Problem with enamels, though, I find that a lot of times they can take too long to dry.
Well, these, with as old as they are, don't take very long to dry.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, if you're not in a hurry, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
They're very resilient.
Yes, they are.
How you making out, Keith?
Trying to get this railing fixed.
Yeah. I'm just zoomed down in on you for a moment. Just taking a look.
Oh,
Is that a catwalk or?
that's yeah, one of the catwalks along the catapult.
Oh, it is looking good. But oh, I don't envy you, that's for sure. And Jeff says he had one of those kits, but he gave up on it.
Oh, I got them all wrong. I
What's
guess
that?
I gotta get a new one and start over, because it says paint Freddy wildly. Purple face, orange suit, white helmet, black gloves. Use enamel paint only.
Oh man, you messed up big time.
I did. I got a white helmet.
Throw it in the trash, man. Not even worth it. Start over. Mark says, "Let me guess, Keith. It all has to be painted with different colors for the stanchions, railings, etc."
Don't know. Really? You're gonna be a pain in the butt.
I guess losing your internet for a good part of a day is also a good good reason to still have physical media like DVDs and stuff.
Yeah.
And books. What's up?
Jet said at Buck, "Oh, Buck, I was inspired to dig out my old kit from the bottom shelf in my display case. I've got all the parts in a big Ziploc bag, and you know what? You may have inspired me to finish mine. I'll put some pics in the Discord later. These will be painted crazy or correctly. Not that crazy freestyle Buck."
Yeah, it's gotta be purple face and orange jumpsuits and.
That's okay. It's my world.
Yeah, and then Mark says, "Yeah, well, these yours will be painted correctly." Yeah. Oh yeah, and then sorry, yeah, you had read those already.
Yeah.
Not like that
Well, if you
crazy
look,
freestyle Buck.
if you look, he's got a blue face on the box, not purple.
There we go. Let's see here.
Got
Go up
blue
just a hair.
face,
Yeah.
brown, white gloves, not black. Oh, I got the balloon colors wrong. What the hell's wrong with
Buck.
me?
What the heck, Buck?
Yeah. What are we gonna do with me?
Get you more model kits.
Yep. I'm sitting here staring at kits that are above the shelf and going, I really shouldn't start another one.
Yeah.
But I know I was late, but I'm gonna bust out of here early,
All right.
just in case Andrea has any more honeydews.
Sounds good.
I'll have to plug him in after all the decals are dry and post a picture on Discord. Hopefully the balloons will stop tipping the wrong way. And to be honest, I actually have the full set of these things. Oh, okay. Hang on. I'm not going to bust out of here yet because, okay, stay there, Bloom. I'll be right back. Because Jet mentioned Digger. I'll be right back.
Okay. Says Buck, I don't have the same kit as you. Weird. O's comes in a lot of different kinds. Mine's called Digger, Way Out Dragster. Well, we've been going for 3 hours.
Yep.
This may not end up being one of those 9-hour streams.
No, it won't be for me.
I had to go look in the stash room.
Did you find it?
or not the stash room, but the display room. I did. This is Digger.
Nice. That's definitely a Mr. Burns nose.
Yes. I mean, this one doesn't have any lights in it, but this is one that I did 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, it also doesn't have any balloons.
No, he's just a dragster. And he has bad year tires on it.
Oh, all right then.
But one of the things I think is amazing is that paint, that purple metallic.
Yeah.
That's craft paint.
Wow. That's good.
I happened to get that thinned just right, and it went down like a dream. Oh yeah. He's got jiggle juice in the front. Think. Oh, it is. Damn it. The sign is broken. It's not broken. It just popped off.
What does it say?
Dragsville.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's right. I never glued it. I just kind of pushed it in there. But yeah.
Yeah, just when he was a kid, he had in the 60s, he had the wallpaper with all the weirdos characters on it.
Yep.
Ray says, wow, how do you guys keep up your attention for 3 hours in a row? I don't know. Time just seems to fly by, I think.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's like, really? It's been that long?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Mark says, pretty good, given the fact that you don't have verbal diarrhea background noise.
Yeah. I'm just looking. I don't know why the yellow is discolored. And Jet, I don't know. I just laid the decal on there. It's, like I said, been 3 or 4 years. These, like I said with this one.
It's a decent decal.
Yeah, the decals that come with these are really, really good. And I think there's a total of 12 weirdos, and I think I have all of them. Oh, he didn't have decals. Oh.
Hey, Mark. Blue Customs. Yeah, he didn't have the decals. Okay, question of the day. Why does Bandai have flat figures? I don't know what to do with them. Like the Bandai Star Wars ones? You talking about that? Because I know they put those in there. They used to have 3D figures to start with, and then there was some sort of debacle over that, and then they put those flat ones in just to use to put the your model for scale. I don't know if you're talking about strictly the Bandai Star Wars, or if that's something to do with other Bandai kits as well. I couldn't tell you. I don't build a lot of Bandai, just the Star Wars ones. You can let me know if that's what you're talking about. Okay, yes, I got the flat figure. Where to have them? Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, you get yourself like a Bandai TIE Fighter or something. They'll have a silhouette basically of the TIE Fighter pilot there. Yep. Yeah, it could be just a Star Wars thing.
There are the 12 weirdos.
There we go.
Got Digger. I've got forget his name, Freddy.
This guy, yeah.
And then the Drag Hag and several others upstairs.
Okay. Are the ones upstairs completed or?
No, I've only finished 2 of them. And that was the thing, is that when I saw them on eBay, I kind of looked around and bought all of them simply because I remember these kits from when I was a kid. So, yeah. But like I said, I'm going to drop out of here, and I'm not going to almost end the stream like I did on Friday.
Well, I appreciate that. Although if you did, I don't know if we would just continue or we would just go, okay, I guess we're done.
Yeah. Well, it was funny because I clicked on end stream and I was like, no, and then went and leave studio. And then, yeah, I'm missing the one called Ian.
Yeah.
So, all right. See you guys on Wednesday.
All right, take care.
Take care, Buck.
Yep.
Yeah, so Mark says probably merchandising rights issue. The rights to character figures are probably protected. That very well could be. Mark sounds like someone's working out with a heavy bag. Might have been in the background of Buck's stream, maybe. I think you and I are pretty quiet there, Keith.
Yep, I think it probably was Buck.
And now we have a super quiet time.
Yeah, I think once I get this catwalk done, I'm calling it quits.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah.
In the stream, I guess.
My mind is frazzled.
Yeah. End of the weekend. You just sit back, enjoy your evening.
Yep. Go to work at 6:30.
I don't miss those days.
No, it's 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
I start at 6, so.
Do you have a long commute or not too bad?
About 40 minutes.
Okay, that's quite a bit.
When we moved, I gave the wife, said the max I'll go is an hour.
Yeah. Well, the photo etch, I guess Mark thinks, makes the MRAP look simple.
Yes. I know I was getting into the major photo etch on this Iowa build, and I was like, I need to take a break.
Yeah.
And I hadn't worked on it for a while.
Are you only building the photo etch when you have to, or do you like to build a little bit extra beyond?
This one is, I'm trying to do most of it. I did order for the Beauforts. I ordered some 3 resin printed ones.
Okay.
There's
That would be nice.
another guy on YouTube, Midwest Model Shop.
Midwest Model Shop. Okay.
Yeah, he built the Missouri. He's building 2 Titanics at the same time, one for himself and one for a commission.
Nice.
And then he started selling resin printed stuff for 1/200 scale stuff, and think he's got some 1/350.
Okay, this is
Well-
3D stuff he's developed himself, I assume.
Yeah, he was over in I think he was in Hawaii within the last year, and they had a one of the 40mm Bofors up, and he took a ton of photos.
Nice.
Then apparently scanned those in and started his 3D rendering for his
That is
printer.
cool to be able to do that. To have skills that, to be able to do those kind of things.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I know, neither do I. When Dave was asking about 3D printer stuff, he's like, do you guys ever have this problem? I was like, sitting here quietly, I don't have a 3D printer. I don't know how to
Yep,
3D
neither
print.
do I. I've thought about it, but then it's like you hear all the extra stuff and how careful you have to be. It's like, I don't know if I want to.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm sitting too. The filament printing ones look like they've come a lot further. And, if I was to start, I might start with something like, a filament one.
Yep.
So that's what I'm thinking anyway. Mark says, no
Yeah,
printer, no problem.
But I barely have time to do modeling right now between work and because during the week I come home, I really don't want to do it.
You tired from work?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I give a lot of credit to Donnie for coming on for like the perfect grade build and stuff like that. Like right after he's worked his day or whatever, it's like, wow, like kudos to you for being able to do that.
Yes, definitely. I'd like to, but I just don't do it. And so Friday nights and Sunday afternoons are usually the only time I model right now. Leave Saturdays for doing chores.
Yeah.
And
That's what he's saying. The pain is filament stuff is not nice to paint. Okay. Although I think I've seen primers for that, but I don't know. I have no clue. I just know what I see on YouTube. After printing, it looks nice, but then you apply primer and it looks horrible. Okay. Resin support, or sorry, resin's supposed to be better, but I do not have experience with it. Okay.
so Ray, you saying that you see the print lines with the filament printing, even though after you primer it?
I know some people have used. I guess it depends on the glue that or the PLA plastic or whatever you're using is. I've seen people try to smooth it out with like Tamiya extra thin and on videos and stuff like that.
Well, Mark, I can just have my boss do it. If I get him the STL files, he has a 3D resin printer. He's offered it. If you get something you want printed, let me know. I'll do it.
That's nice. Yeah, I'm lucky. I got Jordan there's printing out some of the stuff we're getting from that Will designed from the Ensign's chair for our Grissom,
Okay.
or not our Grissom, our Reliant build.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Plus, he's sending me a comm badge too, which is kind of cool.
Nice. Yeah, I need to get their stickers and stuff, Ian's and Jordan's, and whoever else has them.
Yeah. I got an in one like well over a year ago, but I don't know where I put it. It was before I was doing anything on YouTube or anything.
Yeah. So,
But I do have one of, where is it here? One of these from Andrew.
oh, okay, yeah.
I got
So,
one of those. Jordan grabbed me one.
That's not a sticker, is it?
No, it's a 3D printed keychain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's got his website on the back.
Yeah, he's got some talent.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if Andrew's still watching. I haven't heard him in there for a while, but yes, Andrew, you do have some really good talent.
If I could be half that good, I would be happy.
Yeah. Look, I really like Star Trek and Star Wars, stuff like that, science fiction stuff. But most of my modeling has been towards like armor, modern fighter aircraft, some World War II aircraft, more of that sort of stuff. And I've always kind of wanted to get into Star Trek. I did a few when I was a kid, and I kind of want to do more. And now being with this group here, and that's why I kind of get along with Jordan really well too, is because he's done stuff that I really like.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, so does Donnie, and Ian does some and whatnot, Buck too. But yeah, no, it's kind of what I'm kind of trying to get into, because I do like it. I'm still going to keep going back to armor kits and stuff every now and then, and go back to armor, probably some aircraft in there as well. I was having the other day I was wanting to do an F-16. I thought
Okay.
Buck would be a great reference person if I had questions.
Yeah, especially with him working on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never really got into the sci-fi models.
Oh, Ian just posted that he's home.
Run. Time to shut down.
Well, it might be. I mean, if you're ready to go.
If you're not, I can hang out for a little while. I'll probably end up no later than 8.
No, I'm good. I can wrap up now. So, sorry, Ian, we're not trying to bail on you if you were planning, but you're probably tired from your trip anyway. But if you want to go ahead.
I'm laughing at Mark's comment. Don't ask Buck. He got the Doolittle raid mixed up with Hiroshima.
She was like, I was tired and I was hungry.
Let's see. Get that screen out of my little. It's going to be hard to hold and show.
There you go.
Come on.
A little out of focus.
It's the light shining off the brass.
Yeah. Wow.
But that's
a lot of little parts on there.
There's like 8 or 9 pieces in here.
Yeah.
Got that done. See what else. Oh, I need goggles on so I can freaking see. Where are we? Here's another one. Oh,
A wheel of some sort.
It's got a couple wheels on it and
Yeah.
control valves. Got that together. Little box.
Wow.
It'll get mounted.
Mark's holy cow, 2010 or 20 out of 10 for patience / perseverance.
This is one that this is what tested my patience.
Yeah.
It's a
catwalk.
continuation of a catwalk around a catapult. So I still have another set of these to do. But I've learned some tricks off of this. So
Yeah.
of how to get it done right. So
That's cool.
and easier. Hopefully I remember them next time I work on it. But that's all I got done tonight.
All right. For me, just mostly worked on my skeleton here, just really tidying up these seams, trying to make them disappear. I know it's a cheap kit, but it's kind of the only one I have for Halloween right now. So I'm really kind of taking my time and really cleaning up the seams and just trying to do a nice job.
Yeah.
I'm not in a rush. I got the whole month to do it. So
Is that the
yeah, some
jeans
of the
or is
parts
that
ready.
bones hanging out the bottom?
That's the top of his leg bones right here.
Okay.
I guess.
I couldn't tell at first if they were supposed to be part of the bones or part of torn jeans the way you were holding it.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, just like that. And then you can put the bottom part of the legs in there, and you can kind of angle them and stuff how you want.
Okay.
So you
Cool.
have a little bit of posability.
That's coming out nice.
Yeah. Like I said, getting rid of all the seam marks as best I can. And then
Yeah,
move on
that's
to
always
prime.
a chore.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's going to be it for us today.
Yes.
I
Thanks
wanna thank
everyone for
everyone.
joining.
Yeah. Don't forget to look. The HTM model members are all down below in the links, so feel free to take a look at that. Thanks, guys, for coming. And
Hopefully we entertained you without our
Yes.
normal Ian commentary.
yes.
But he will
All
be
right.
back,
Now,
my guess, Wednesday, and then Fridays and Sundays again.
yeah. All right, guys. I'm just trying to figure out the outro.
Yep.
Let's see here. I think this is it here. All right,
Have
guys.
a good week, everyone.
I'll wave, and hopefully this will be it. Take care.
We'll see you. Bye.